What's up, guys? I am Constant, and today we are going to be going over the new information about Chains of Domination, the 9.1 content patch for Shadowlands. If you enjoy this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and check me out on Twitch. Alright, so a quick overview of things to come. Shadowlands Season 2 will begin with the release of 9.1, which means new PvP armor appearances, a new Keystone Master achievement, and lots more. Flying will become available to unlock for the 4 Covenant zones, and as expected, there will be no flying in the Maw. There's a new 10-player raid, Sanctum of Domination, and a new Mechagon-like mega dungeon called Tazavesh, the Veiled Market. There's a new campaign centered around uniting the 4 Covenants to take the fight to the Jailer, and a new area of the Maw, Korthia, the City of Secrets. There are new Covenant cosmetic sets that can be worn by any class, as well as new mini-pets and new mounts. There's a lot of stuff coming. Alright, Tazavesh, the Veiled Market, is an 8-boss dungeon that takes players into the Bazaar of the Brokers. It's supposed to include a high-stakes heist to steal powerful artifacts from Azeroth, so we'll see what that means. This looks like it's going to be very similar to Mechagon. It's quite possible that this will be a Mythic Zero dungeon only at first, and it could include hard mode versions of the encounters as well, just like Mechagon, but right now it's still a little early to tell those things, so we're going to have to wait a little bit before we get more details to know exactly what's going on with Tazavesh. Alright, so the new 10-man raid is Sanctum of Domination. It looks like, from this picture, it's going to include encounters with 1980s sci-fi robots, so that'll be fun. There is supposed to be a fateful encounter with Sylvanas. So it's looking very possible that Alliance players will finally be able to get some payback for Teldrassil, but I think most of us have developed trust issues from how terrible the BFA campaign storyline was, so we'll just have to see. This boss fight does have the potential to be on par with the Arthas encounter from Icecrown, and it should do some pretty interesting things for Warcraft lore as well. I might be overly hopeful about this, and BFA is over, so there's no saving BFA. But I would like to think that if the fight with Sylvanas is satisfying enough, it could sort of, kind of, maybe to some extent make up for the bad taste that BFA left in players' mouths as far as the lore goes. Next up, we have Korthia, the City of Secrets. This is a new area of the Maw that will include new quests and outdoor activities. We will not be able to use flying mounts in the Maw, so now is probably a good time to go ahead and knock out Twisting Corridors and Torghast if you have not already. The Maw will continue to be a central part of Shadowlands, so if you've been avoiding the Maw like the plague, like I have, now is pretty much time to get to work. I'm not happy about it either. Something I am actually excited about are the new Covenant armor sets. Now, the new campaign to unite the 4 Covenants will lead players to launch an assault on the Jailer in his home territory. It only makes sense that this campaign will go hand in hand with the new area of the Maw, and it will hopefully make time spent in the Maw feel a little less obligatory and a lot more engaging for players. The introduction of new Covenant armor sets that can be used by players regardless of class, regardless of armor proficiency, I think it's really interesting, and assuming that these sets pictured are the sets that we're talking about, the Venthyr and Kyrian sets look beautiful. I think for Necrolord and Night Fae, they both look really unique, and at least for Necrolord, if you are already Necrolord and it isn't something that you just did because of what's coming in 9.0.5, you're probably a big fan of the Necrolord aesthetic, so I would like to imagine that this set will be right up a Necrolord's alley. For Night Fae, I know that there are probably going to be a lot of complaints here, but I do think that the set looks really interesting, and if you chose Night Fae, maybe regardless of how it would be for your spec, you're probably into the aesthetics, so hopefully this is not going to be really disappointing for Night Fae. Let me know what feature you are most excited about for 9.1, and if you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe, and check me out on Twitch. As always, thanks for watching.